What's up, everyone? Today I want to take a look at the evolution of my fire kit. Bam. So, if you know me, if you've camped with me, people that know me, I love fire. Yeah, I'm a bit of a pyromaniac. So, I want to go over what used to be in my fire kit, or what my fire kit used to be, and basically what it has become. So, in here was a VanQuest, I think this was the medium medical pouch, the fat pack, that I had kind of laying around. I tried to make a med kit, and I wanted a bigger med kit, a trauma kit for the car. This just wasn't quite large enough. So I went ahead and I got a bigger one, and I didn't know what to do with this, so I turned it into a fire kit. Now, I'll pull out everything that used to be in here. So let's open this up. Okay. So this is basically my kit. I have this chunk of fat wood in here, and then I had basically fat wood on a stick, my ferro rod scraper, and my ferro rod. These three would be on a carabiner and bungee together. When I would get to camp, this would come out of my kit and be carried on me. So this way I didn't have to necessarily always need this kit, but I had more fire starting aids and components in here just in case if we were having a difficult time, bad weather, needed a fire now sort of deal. Through the evolution of my fire kit, these three items come out, they go to the new fire kit, and so this is what my old fire kit is. Old fire kit. Right off the bat, I had this little container of Baddest Bee fuses, which I've only ever used 3/4 of one. These things are absolutely awesome. I highly recommend these. I don't know, they're great. I just have never really used them all that much. I had 2 pieces of chaga in here for the purpose of carrying Ember's fire demos, just for fun, but mostly for transporting Embers if I needed to. Again, over preparedness. A nice chunk of fat wood in here. Always came in handy. This one was never really used. This one over here has a huge divot out of it, and a little bit of scrapings over here. So I have used this one. Throw that over there. Some jute twine, not necessarily for making birds' nests, but for doing twig bundle fires to have some natural cordage. Right here in this front pouch, trioxane. This way, you really can't get something started and you use this. You can't get this going and this can't light your tinder, you're underwater probably. We had that. Nothing else in that front pocket. I had a little tinder maker. This thing was actually, came in a battle box. It looks like a little cheese grater, and I thought it was stupid. I tried it out, and man, it makes tinder, it does what it's supposed to, so this thing is actually pretty cool. And then we'll go down this side. This is the weatherproof fire starting kit. This also came in a battle box for me. I've modified it since. Got some UCO stormproof matches, a UCO striker, some more jute twine, the pocket bellows, and a piece of like jute infused with pine resin, beeswax, all different things from actually Pine Fire that no longer exists, unfortunately. But this was, I've come in here quite a few times just for the pocket bellows. The pocket bellows is awesome. I think that's everything for that side. This side, you can see how overkill this kit was. So I carry a bunch of tinders, and there's some tinders in my possible pouch too. This is some more man-made fire starter, which is just cotton balls and different pine resins and saps and whatnot. This stuff works phenomenally well. It's not as messy as cotton balls covered in petroleum jelly. This is a big old hunking container of magnesium, just in case. There's quite a bit in here. I don't really find myself needing it. and kind of the reason I'm moving away from this kit is because I don't find myself needing this stuff all the time. More film canisters. This one has another fire starter in it. That's very good. Again, from Pine Fire. I got more in here. So this kit holds a lot of stuff. 2 more film canisters. This is these snappers. You break these in half and there's cotton inside. This is all pine resin coating, which is awesome. These things are pretty cool. Good for starting like little wood stoves. And then this is Fire Hide, again from Pine Fire. Most of these products in here are from Pine Fire. So this I would just unroll, cut, burn. This is more of a fire extender. And then, yes, there's still more. Then in here, this is a little titanium container. And this is just some fatwood, basically like kind of fatwood-ish toothpicks, just some, small level kindling. And there's one more thing in here that I carried for a long time. And that was a big sheet of aluminum foil that you can build your fires on if need be. I think that's everything in here. So, as you can see, a pretty extensive kit. Kind of, it's definitely the definition of overkill. Things in here that I use the most was, I've used some of these film canisters for fire starters. I've used some of, so I've used whole film canisters before, but only because the wood was wet and pretty poor quality. And I needed a fire now. I've never needed my trioxane. I've used 3/4 of one of these fuses. Never needed this. I've used fatwood before, and I've needed my pocket bellows before. Never really needed the Yuko Stormproof matches. So there's a lot in here that I've just never used. Oh, and I also did carry, that I've taken out already, I did carry a butane lighter in here as well. So I had plenty of sources of ignition. But the kit was huge, kind of bulky, heavy compared to my new kit. So remember, I still had a fire steel scraper and another piece of fatwood in here. So I've eliminated this totally, and this is my new fire kit. So basically, these were my 3 most used items. I didn't like them dangling on my belt, flapping around. I used to have a Ranger band on here to keep them together. Didn't like unhooking the carabiner every single time or having them in my pocket if I didn't want them dangling. It really annoyed me. So, my good friend Aaron at One Tree Leather, great guy, I said to him, I kind of want something for this. And he's like, great. I'm like, I don't know what I want. And he told me, all right, well, send it to me. I'll make something, I'll see what I can do. I had no idea what to expect. So when he was finished, I wasn't even really sure what the fire kit was going to look like. So when he was finished, he sent it back to me, and when I opened up the package, this is what I had. So back here is a belt loop, 2 snaps, goes onto my belt, snap it in place. It's a little difficult. Actually, that wasn't that bad. So sometimes it's a little awkward on the belt, but it's going to be just the positions of the flaps. And then this lives on my belt when I'm in camp. Obviously not hiking because I'll have my backpack straps on. But in and around camp, this will be absolutely awesome. So basically that's the evolution of my kit as I've gotten way more confident with fire and seen the real world situations that I'm actually in camp is basically just this. I do have a tinder pouch that I carry, and in that tinder pouch is some man-made tinder, some birch bark, some fatwood, so that's totally separate from it. It's a lot smaller. It's not all this, super over-prepared stuff. Basically, the idea is I can walk into camp, take this out of my backpack, put it on my belt, not even put it on my belt, just take it out, and everything in here I can use to start a fire. Now what I'm thinking about is switching out this Fatwood stick for a stick, a waterproof tube to have a bellows in it, a pocket bellows, and some man-made tinder. I'm just not sure how I feel about that yet. I might just make this bigger. And one other thing was, the lanyard on this, originally, right, it was for the carabiner. This lanyard here is actually 550 fire cord, so what I can do is, if I'm really having trouble, I can use this in conjunction with the 550 fire cord, get that going. This is quite a bit in here. Get that going, get this lit, and I can have a little tiny fire. This can be my tinder and kindling all in one. And then for anybody that's curious, this ferro rod and scraper is from 4 Directions Bushcraft, and this is basically just a 3/8 by 3 inch high-speed steel cutter mounted in an Osage orange handle, and this is just a 1/2 inch by, I think, 5? Yeah, 1/2 inch by 5 ferro rod. They come on different lanyards. I swapped out the lanyards. These are absolutely awesome ferro rods and scrapers. These things just... So you can get really good sparks off of these. It's just a little bit of red paint. Which is why I carry them. I don't really ever have trouble lighting fires when I have these. So when these live on my belt like that, I thought about putting beads on here, but I didn't want them flapping around and hitting the case. I didn't really want the noise when I'm walking around. So that's why I went with that. But anyway, this is the evolution of my fire kit. If you guys like what you saw here, go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and subscribe. I'll have more videos like this soon. And thank you for watching.